believe that there's such a thing as as individuals looking for the company that suits them and not just fitting into the culture of organizations, right? So it goes both ways. Talent acquisition goes both ways. From the point of view of the talent, they should also look for a company that fits them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's ideal.
Yeah, that's ideal. What percent of the time do you think that happens? Does that do you think that talents actually have that grounding that they know? Okay, I'm not just looking for how this particular job will propel my career, but I'm looking at the culture of the organization. I haven't really heard that much self self awareness, Chabi, honestly, with people that I've spoken to, that they're not looking at the culture, they're looking more at where would this position take me next. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Maybe not. You
Uh-huh.
could be right there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as common common as it should be.
Yeah.
But part of it also is because people haven't asked themselves that question. They haven't explored it. They haven't tested the waters. You know what I mean? It's people are still, majority of employees are still with the old paradigm of, I need a job to survive. I need a job to exist. I need a job to pay for my lifestyle. Right? And no one really talks about what if you were not to think about the cash, right? make the cash come later in the discussion, but really more of what is it I want. I mean, when people ask me, for example, their last year in college or the last 2 years in college, I always ask them, I go, what do you research for organizations that you could feel connected to? Make a list, and argue it out. Why would you want to work for these companies? Make a compelling argument.
Yeah. It's so interesting how of course people need the paycheck, right, to survive. I guess and so they will grab the job that is there, the job that's available. I think there just should be a way for us to say that and to teach how individuals should be able to plan beyond that, right? I'm just so concerned that the circumstance of this pandemic is just making people go through the motions right now, and mental health in these situations where the next 6 months don't seem like they're going to be improving, right? What do you think the role of the leader is now, given this?
Well, I think the role of the leader here is the most important role is to pay attention to the people he leads. Understand their situation and see how he can best support that. Going back to the other question, right, of people saying that they're in situations that they find themselves that they're trapped. They're in the situation, they don't know what to do. The reality is that by the time they thought about it, it was already late in the game. Going back to people who are in college and stuff like that. And I tell them, look, try to look for organizations that you enjoy. And if you can, try to do your summers, your in your
Yeah.
practicums with them.
Nice.
Chances are easier for you to go get into the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because people are not employing you. They're just giving you a practicum. They're giving you
Mm-hmm.
a summer job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then get to experience. And
Nice.
I've experienced many leaders who have had such difficult time finding talent for their to fit those positions. When they
Mm.
find an OJT and the OJT is doing well, he says, shit, I'd like to hire this person. I go,
Yeah.
wait a minute. This person's not even hasn't graduated yet, doesn't have the experience that you need, right?
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, I know, but you know, the person's really very good. So it could be an opportunity. You know, you're doing it ahead of the game, but you're making those decisions based on experiences that you have the luxury of time. The problem is when you don't have the luxury of time, you need to find a job. You need to, you know, it's been 6 months that you haven't had a job or whatever the situation is. You're desperate.
Mm.
And so when you make decisions out of desperation, how many decisions are the right ones?